Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into a powerful Singaporean stage play from 1987. It asks a pretty intense question. How does a single act of pride spark a fire that just burns through everything and everyone in its path? Well, this is A Fire Becomes a Lamp.
So, right from the get-go, the author, Pugazhendi, he is not pulling any punches. He basically tells us that this story is about people who are just lost. They're trapped in the dark. Not by some outside force, but by their own bad choices and their own ignorance.
At its heart, this is a story about how one single, cruel game spirals completely out of control, destroying lives and leading to heartbreak and death. So what we're going to do is follow this tragic story to really get at its powerful message about what revenge actually costs. All right, let's dive in.
Here's our roadmap. We'll walk through the whole thing in 6 parts. We'll start with the characters, see the bet that kicks it all off, watch the revenge plot unfold, deal with a tragic death, and then get to the final confrontation and the lesson that gives the play its name.
Okay, first up, a tale of 3 men. Before we can even talk about the fire, we have to understand the kindling. And that means meeting the key players here, whose worldviews are on an absolute collision course with each other. So, on one side you've got Veṇu. He's the playboy, the live fast, have fun kind of guy who thinks principles are for suckers. And on the total opposite side of the spectrum, you have Raṅkan. He's a man of strict, unbending principle who literally guides his life by this ancient text, the Sēkar. And to make things really spicy, Raṅkan is engaged to Veṇu's sister, Īsvari. And that brings us to the spark that lights the whole thing up. Now, you'd think a story this intense would start with some big philosophical showdown, right? Nope. It all kicks off with something much smaller and, frankly, much uglier. A petty, cruel little bet between friends.
For Veṇu, this is just sport, and he's brutally good at it. He just waltz up to Gayatri, shows her a few photos of his buddy Sēkar with other women, and boom, bet won. He has absolutely no idea what he's just set in motion.
I mean, just listen to how he talks about it. A delightful game, a feast. That's all this person was to him. And for his friend Sēkar, hearing that kind of casual cruelty, well, that's when the seed of revenge really takes root.
So now we get to the revenge plot. And listen, Sēkar doesn't just go and punch Veṇu. Oh no. He's way smarter and way more vicious than that. He cooks up this methodical, intricate, and absolutely devastating plot designed to not just hurt Veṇu, but to completely destroy his life.
And this is where it gets really diabolical. Sēkar's plan is brilliant because he plays everyone like a fiddle. He uses their own personalities against them. He knows Maitili trusts him. He knows Raṅkan will fly off the handle to protect his sister. And the real kicker? He knows Veṇu's playboy reputation makes the whole lie completely believable. And here is where things take a really dark turn. This is the point of no return. Sēkar's plan keeps getting bigger, piling lie on top of lie, until it leads to the most terrible consequence of all. One he may not have even intended. This is the kill shot. This lie is the one thing that the super-principled Raṅkan would absolutely believe and never forgive. It's so perfectly engineered to cause maximum damage that Veṇu's denials just sound like a guilty man trying to squirm his way out. And then, just to be extra cruel, Sēkar actually tells Maitili what he's done, and when she asks him why, he hits her with this chilling line. He's telling her to her face, "You were just a pawn in my game, a sacrifice, collateral damage in my war against Veṇu."
For Maitili, it's all too much. She's trapped, she's been betrayed by someone she trusted, and her name is ruined. She sees no escape. The so-called game is over, and now the consequences are tragically, irreversibly real.
So, what happens in the aftermath? Well, that leads us to the 5th part, the final confrontation. Or maybe we should call it the ashes of revenge. Because after Maitili's death, every single life in this story is just shattered. Sēkar gets exactly what he wanted. He finds Veṇu and rubs it all in his face, confessing everything, even twisting the knife by telling him that Maitili took her own life. And then, he just skips town. He leaves Veṇu completely alone to take the blame for everything, abandoned by the people who are supposed to love him most.
But you know what? The story doesn't just end there in all that despair. And that brings us to our final section, and the title of the play, The Fire's Lesson. We're about to see how this horrible, immense tragedy actually triggers a pretty incredible transformation.
Think about it. Veṇu is at rock bottom. His entire life is for fun philosophy is completely blown up in his face. He's blamed for a death he didn't cause, and he's lost. So what does he do? He picks up the one thing he always made fun of, that book of principles that his rival Raṅkan was always quoting. His own way of thinking failed him, so he's desperately looking for another way. And what he finds in there, it changes him. Just think about this idea. You don't punish people with more hate. You punish them with kindness until they feel shame. That's not weakness. That's a whole different kind of strength. So when he finally confronts Raṅkan, he doesn't show up angry or defensive. He shows up with this profound new understanding of forgiveness.
And this right here, this is the heart of the whole play. Veṇu has this huge realization. It's like this. He knows he didn't light the match that caused this tragedy, but he finally understands that he spent years soaking the whole room in gasoline. His reputation, the fire of his careless lifestyle, is what made Sēkar's lie so easy to believe.
Yeah, sure. In the end, the evidence comes out and Veṇu's name is cleared. But honestly, that's not even the real point. He is forever changed, not because he was proven innocent, but because of the wisdom he had to earn through all that suffering. That destructive fire of his old life didn't just burn him, it actually became a lamp. And that's the question the play leaves us with. It's a sobering look at what revenge really costs. Think about it. Sēkar got his revenge and was left with nothing but ashes. But Veṇu, the person he tried to destroy, went through hell and came out the other side with a kind of light, a kind of wisdom. It makes you wonder what, if anything, is ever truly gained from vengeance.